What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B. You're watching Dave B on TV, where we go beyond that everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And or actually, we on the Esoteric Hustler Academy. You already know, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you know what I'm saying, to be force of habit and shit like that with the intros. But y'all already know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Where we break down all that esoteric shit, all that spiritual shit, all that astrology shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to get a better understanding about how we can utilize our energies in the best way to create something, you know what I'm saying, that can sustain ourselves, whether it be financially, because, you know what I'm saying, it's about business, you know what I'm saying, and business goes beyond just a job that you're doing. You know, business goes about how you, it's like overall how you organize your life, you know what I'm saying, and how you structure your life in a way that, you know what I'm saying, can benefit you in the best way possible. You know, especially now, like, you know, it's so important because, you know, we just coming into such a special time where it truly is all about your uniqueness and figuring yourself out to a point where you can construct your life in a unique way that it ain't gotta make sense to everybody else. It just gotta make sense to you. It's gotta work for you. You feel me? And that's like the most important thing about going, like the most important theme going on right now, as far as the energies and everything in the sky right now, and just, you know, where we headed as a society and things of that nature. But, you know, getting back on point and shit like that, the point of today's video was talking about time again, and just time in the sense of you know, a message that I found myself kind of repeating and shit like that. But just for the most part, you know, time is, there's always opportunities in time. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to time and things of that nature, there's always opportunities in time. The problem comes in with intent, you know what I'm saying, and also expectations. So, you know, as far as our intentions, right? Whenever it's like, it's gonna be, it's impossible to have every millisecond in your life with some form. Well, I ain't gonna say it's impossible, because that's really how we trying to get to. We trying to get to a point where every moment of our day and our life goes towards some form of an intent, or an intention that we have set for ourselves. So that's highly meticulous, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, even on your spiritual journey, there's moments and times where we all fall short and we all forget, you know what I'm saying? But see, that's the whole, the thing about what we're trying to do, and not what we're trying to do, but what we're actually doing. We are taking our power back, and our power starts with our internal communications and our internal energies, and making sure that we pinpoint different things going on in the ethers. And when I say the ethers, I mean also just what's going on within us as individuals, spiritually, what's going on esoterically, what we're tapping into beyond our physical being, and being able to pinpoint these energies and actually utilize them by, you know, harnessing them, and being able to, you know, knowing ourselves and being able to tap into certain things that we know, as far as like knowing ourselves as far as percentage levels of what we need, you know, from these energies, and what we don't need from these energies, what we need to participate in and what we don't need to participate in, as far as, you know, just energetically, spiritually speaking, and things of that nature and shit like that. But we're getting to a point where we can get so precise with it that, like I said, our whole purpose down here is, you know, of course, on one hand, relating and expanding, but becoming better magicians, knowing how to use our magic, knowing how to navigate with our golems better, because the golem and shit like that we create for ourselves, these things, you know what I'm saying, it goes along with just how we talk about the mind, and how we say, you know, there's the Mason brain, and there's a spaceship, you know what I'm saying? So when we are, like, our spaceship is just our mentality. That mentality, it has a shape and form. That shape and form is like our golem, our character, our avatar, you know what I'm saying, in different dimensions and things of that nature. So knowing how to navigate, knowing in navigation, in the sense of knowing how to bend, like, you know what I'm saying, like, if you ever played a new video game and shit like that, the first thing you got to do, right, is you got to figure out the buttons. You got to figure out how this motherfucker move, how heavy is the armor I got, how light am I on my feet, you know what I'm saying, how quick is this space, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, the best thing about it is, based upon, like, you know what I'm saying, we create that image of ourselves, we create that mentality for ourselves, we create that spaceship for ourselves, so we can determine what pieces need to be on, and based upon how we like to move, how we like to play this game of life, you know what I'm saying? And life ain't a game, but it is, you know what I'm saying? It's like something, you know what I'm saying, like, I ain't gonna get too deep into that, but just saying, you know, time, when it comes to time, there's always opportunities in time. And a lot of times what happens is we have certain expectations based upon a scheduling system and shit like that, or, you know, us wanting different things, you know what I'm saying, expectations that come from desires that we might have, and we might take those expectations and create images of the future and shit like that, and psych ourselves up. But, you know, what happens is with expectations of any form, there's always a possibility for a letdown. So when it comes to time and shit like that, a lot of us end up wasting time based upon something not expectation not being met, based upon a scheduling system that we made for ourselves. And, you know, this comes in a lot of different forms. Like, it's a little different for me because, you know, like, my only real earth energies and only real earth energies I have is my outer planets, Neptune and Uranus, and also the South Node. Now, the South Node is kind of like the energy that we came from, in the sense of the energy that we mastered. So, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of ways, I look at my chart and I came to the conclusion, it's like, okay, so a lot of this earth shit I actually was already been doing. I already been kind of, and it's in the 6th house for me. So like the South Node in the 6th house type shit, I've already been on a schedule and trying to plan out every second of my day. I've already kind of been consistent and working on things to the point where I overwork myself and shit like that. And it's in Taurus, so it's like I know how to be stable. I know these principles already. But I came here as a Pisces, you know what I'm saying? I came here as a pretty much majority water and fire. And water and fire doesn't deal with structure, doesn't really deal with time, schedule. Fire is all about the feeling. So when you in the feeling of something, you got to do it in that moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's more so on the end of Aries being the spark. You know what I'm saying? Leos can kind of stay down for a little longer, and Sagittarius, though, they kind of be here, there, and everywhere. But the point is, it's still fire. So it's still it's got to be an ounce of feeling or something drawing me in to spark an interest into doing something. And then for water is about connection. Water is about being in the mood for something. So sometimes if I'm not even in the mood for something, I can't be in that space, because anything I make out of that space is going to be false. It's not going to be true to the essence of what I might be trying to convey logically. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not in the right feeling emotionally. So because I'm a water sign, in and of itself, is like, if I'm not in the right mood for something, anything that I try to convey through logic it's not gonna have no umph to it, because I'm already water, so I'm not making much sense. If anything, you gotta feel me. So the little bit of logic I am trying to convey, if it ain't got no feeling behind it, it's not gonna have enough umph to actually be conveyed in the proper way. That's why a lot of water signs and shit like that can't just do everything on the flip of a switch. Niggas got to be in the they got to be in the vibe, got to be the right surroundings, even down to comfortability, being around the right individuals. Sometimes you be around the wrong individuals that don't bring about certain creative energies around you, and it's not because you're not creative or because you lazy or procrastinate. It's because you're not even in the right vibration and space to convey whatever it is that you're trying to convey. And when it comes to creativity, to a water sign, that's very important. Air sign or earth sign might be able to make sense out of, hey, this is what I do for bread, so I got to wake up and make something. Fire sign might just be so inspirational or just so creative that it doesn't matter. You know, fire isn't really receiving a lot of what's going on around it. It's just expressing. It's the actual form. It's the element of expression in general. So it has no problem just pumping shit out. But you know what I'm saying? Based upon different alignments and shit like that, we all can move differently. You know what I'm saying? We all might move differently. Like, just for Earth sign might want to do something privately or kind of like on its own time. You know what I'm saying? But set a scheduled time every day to do the same thing, even if during that time they're not doing anything. But that kind of brings me back to my point, just talking about time and how time is always an opportunity in time. So, you know, when it comes to expectations, scheduling, and things of that nature, sometimes like your schedule might be off. Now, when your schedule is off, there's like two ways you can look at it. One of them, you wasn't meant to do that thing at that time. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we got to kind of accept. It's like we get so pinned down because we live in the earth realm. We live, like, you know what I'm saying, being on the planet earth, Malakut, Gaia, Tiamat, whatever you want to call it. The principles and virtues here is about growth, is about stability, is about you know what I'm saying, things developing over time, aka growth. You know what I'm saying? I just said that and shit like that. But these different principles and shit, so these things are prominent in this realm. This realm is all about growth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see all this nature behind me and shit like that. Growth, you know what I'm saying? It's all about green. It's all about the things that come with nature and shit like that. So, you know, when it comes to trying to navigate our day, we start to get pinned up on specific schedules and shit like that. And we set expectations for ourselves subconsciously just based upon us trying to organize our life. And that's another principle that comes with being on this planet and shit like that, being on this chakra. And so when it comes down to it and stuff like that, this is where kind of the Pisces energy can teach the Virgo energy. And I mean this, you know, beyond just you being a Virgo or a Pisces. I mean you just participating in anything that has to do with routine schedules, patterns, consistency, work, practicality, and things of that nature. It's like sometimes, right, you have to leave, like, whatever happens. It's like we set schedules, but whatever is actually happening in that moment, make sure that you're still present and that you're not just living your life based upon this fixated schedule. Make sure that whatever you have going on within your schedule, you, one, don't set yourself for a letdown. So if things aren't going according to your schedule, it's like you want to leave enough freedom or have enough creativity within yourself to make something out of those moments in time that aren't actually matching up. Because like I said before, sometimes things are meant to be on that time schedule. We set time with our mind, but the spirit is always going to tell you the right time to actually be doing something. So don't get so pinned up or down or hard on yourself if you aren't able to uphold a certain schedule that you got, you know what I'm saying, going for yourself. So if that's the case and shit like that, don't get discouraged by that. And that's why I say on the other end, leave enough creativity, you know what I'm saying, and space and room for yourself, so that if you are doing something, say things aren't actually going along to your schedule and shit like that, you still got enough room to make something out of that opportunity. Like I said, time is an opportunity. There's always opportunities in time. So if you can't spend time doing what you had planned originally, look at what is in the present moment that you can actually take advantage of to make something out of that time. Because like I said, it's like time, like when you really think about it, like even if you at work a job that you hate, there's moments in time where you probably not doing anything. And it's like a lot of people might just allow that restriction to keep them away from doing something in certain moments that could actually lead to them getting to a better situation. So if you stuck at this job and you hate this job, start to look at the time where you just got downtime, start to figure out what you can do with that time as an opportunity to cycle you into something that you would rather be doing with your time and shit like that. And the universe has no choice but to acknowledge that. And it's not about praying on it. It's not about, you know what I'm saying? It's about being in a certain vibration and utilizing what's possible to emulate the physical actions of doing whatever it is that you actually willing into your existence. Because it's like it's a ping pong kind of match, you know what I'm saying, how we got to play with the spirit and the body to make sure to continue this cycle, you know what I'm saying, to actually will things into existence. And so, you know what I'm saying, that's the main point of this video and shit like that, just looking at time as an opportunity. And so, you know, not getting so bogged down by heavy schedules, or if things aren't going your way, say you just late for you feel late, right? Understand that being late, and first of all, it came from different things outside of you that told you was late. You know what I'm saying? The spirit always on time. So if you know what I'm saying, and then recognize late as being a certain vibration that you was put in based upon magic square shit, anything external, really. Anybody else imposing themselves on you, making you feel like you late for something, that's a vibration that someone or externally or something is trying to put you in. And don't allow yourself to just succumb to that. Look at that as something that you can change within yourself and say, I ain't late, I'm right on time. I'm right on time for my shit. And then make something out of whatever it is that you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Do it the best way you know how. But anyway, that's pretty much the point of the video and shit like that. So, you know, use your time to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody place no expectations on you, or even, you know what I'm saying, like however it goes, you know what I'm saying, just keep that in mind. Time is always an opportunity, and it's a tool, you know what I'm saying, so you could use it for whatever the fuck you want to have going on, instead of having it use you. And now you're always stressed out, and that leads, like I said, you in a vibration that's only going to manifest more discord in your life, more chaos, more of you not being on time, and also missing out on the things that you want to actually experience. So, you know, much love, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.